Hey guys, Cloud061 here, and today I wanted to talk about my channel, kind of where I came from, what I did, where I've been as far as streaming goes, because that's a big part of what I do. I'm not typically here on YouTube. I am starting to do a little more YouTube videos, and if I can get the hang of this thing, maybe I can start doing some of these for you guys. But I kind of want to go over my Twitch right now. So to start off with my Twitch, we started streaming right around June 2014. And let me pull this up. This right here, this is my first broadcast, one of my first broadcasts, like my second or third day. We did a Binding of Isaac stream. And as you can see here, we got the box. The box is terrible. I did this in Paint. We got a headset that's from Logitech. Now, this is me first casting, too. This is me getting into casting for the first time. So I didn't know a lot about what I was doing. I just kind of jumped into it. Had a few people come in. I think I had like 1 or 2 people the first week. So it wasn't a big stream, and it was a lot of me learning how to do stuff. I had no idea what Nightbot was. I was learning how to use that, a bot on Twitch, and other things. And oh my god, this was the worst fail, by the way. Yeah, this is back before Rebirth 2 with Binding of Isaac. I loved this game, but I got tore up in this little part here. We failed so bad. But yeah, as you can see, you know, I started off, didn't know much, had the box. It wasn't as big as it should have been. Little picky things that I have now that I wouldn't have known then. And we loved it. You know, I was dabbing into games, Binding of Isaac, Rust. I played some Rust here, and we found Vindictus. It's an MMO. It's an action MMO from Nexon, and I built a good community there. I didn't expect to stay in Vindictus. We played it for a little bit, and people started coming in, and I really liked that people were coming in and working with me. So I realized that MMOs and multiplayer games were games that I wanted to build my channel on because it was a community-based channel. So we met a lot of people. We did Vindictus. We got this one here, the Almost Fail. If any of you guys have ever played Vindictus or do play Vindictus, you know who Keegan is. And this is the first time I got to come into a run like that. We did previous raids and runs in the game, and this right here was a big time for me because all these little helps, these guys here, were people from the stream that were coming in to help me, and I had no idea what I was doing. So it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, as you can see, we kind of got our box a little better here. We kind of stretched it a little more. The border is still existing on the sides. But we had a lot of cool stuff in the background too. Boots0621, wonderful girl, my better half, had painted me, you know, a few things from a stream. As you can see, the Super Meat Boy, if you can see that up here, it's really tiny. And we had a few posters. I've always collected a lot of video game stuff, so I had all that. We had my gaming room, and I decided to capture like that. Still didn't have a green screen though, so we were missing a few things that we're into now. But this was a great cast. This was a great time in my streaming career. I was just starting to learn stuff. You know, we were a few weeks in, and people started coming in, and we started building up. You know, I had learned what I wanted to do in casting. I had learned where I wanted to be in Twitch, and this was right here. Was a time that I was really happy when I was casting. So yeah, that was fun. That was really fun. And then we started playing other games here. Like we tried Daisy. That was terrible. We got hackers coming in, just terrible hackers. Five Nights at Freddy's. Crazy amount of people came in there. I think it's the first time in my streaming that I had seen like 90-something people. So yeah, we did this. We had a lot of people coming in, a lot of trolls. I started to recognize what trolls were on Twitch. You know, I'd watch streams, but I didn't recognize what trolls did, and you know how they troll your auto DJ if you run that. If you let them choose songs, it's a terrible time. I quit doing that after a while. But yeah, we learned where we're going there, and I loved streaming on Twitch. I loved the community that I built. And we started calling ourselves the Cloud Crowd, and everybody started coming in. We started hashtagging it on Twitter, and everything was going up. You know, it was great. I mean, look at this. We have right here what just happened. This was when somebody actually had some kind of glitch or weird something I've never seen before. But a lot of people watching the past broadcast, the highlights. This is my new one here. It's been out. Today's the 14th and it's the 8th. Yeah, nobody has seen that. And 138 on this one. So I'm not a big caster by any means. I just love what I do, and I love the community that I had. And so what we did here on Twitch, after this is my newer broadcast here, but what we did was I decided to go over to Hitbox, and the reason why, let me pull up Hitbox here, and the reason why I decided to go to Hitbox was because, you know, I had an idea on Twitch that we were going to get a source button. That was my biggest thing, was a source button. So I had finally gotten up to a consistent views of 60 and 80 people, and I had seen others getting partnered. They denied me 3 times. I was still new in casting. I had that want to get in there and get the partnership. And recognizing that's just the beginning, guys. If you ever get into streaming, if you ever get into Twitch, you know, having goals are great. But even if you do get subbed, which I am not still, but even if you do get subbed, that's just the beginning of your casting. Don't let that, you know, don't think that once you made it once you got a sub button. That's not the case. For me, it wasn't about money, though. For me, it was about a source button. I had people complaining it was buffering, you know. I was streaming at a higher bit rate than they could handle, or their server was just having issues. I don't know what was going on. But a lot of people were saying they were buffering, they couldn't watch. So I was fighting to get a source button, so that didn't happen. In my mind, the source button was what was going to fix it all. That was going to fix everything, which it wouldn't. But back then, I thought it was going to fix everything. So they denied me. We had somebody else come in. They did a bunch of stuff. They had harassing. It was a terrible time. And we reported them a few times. And Twitch just kind of sent me automated messages about me getting this and that. And it didn't even pertain to the topic that I was talking about. So I was like, okay, Twitch really doesn't care about my channel. It's too low on the plate here. Back then, they denied me a few times for being partnered because I had a low follow count. I think we were just at 1,000 then. We were at 1,000 or 1,100. And I understand now. I do understand. You know, that a lot of stuff goes on as far as the contracting and partnering. But back then, that's all I seen was the source button. That source button was important to me. So we came over to Hitbox, and I seen an opportunity for us here. You know, we got a good community. We can bring a good community in a smaller site, which they're not so big. They've grown more than they were then. This was probably 7 months ago. We were on Hitbox, and we had went there. And, you know, we were doing really well. I loved streaming here. I loved the community that came in. It was smaller, but it was nice. And the staff was great. You could talk to the staff. You know, you could meet other casters. But then I recognized something here. And it was a big turning point for me in streaming. And I decided that Hitbox wasn't my place. And it wasn't the site's fault. It wasn't anybody in particular's fault. But I got to see all these partnered casters that you know, had 80, 90 views. And I could get a good amount. I could get up there, too, with them as far as views go. But that didn't mean anything. So I got to see that. And I got to see, you know, I recognize where the favoritism came from in streaming. And it's not a big deal. That's going to happen regardless. It's going to happen regardless. This front page, I thought everybody got on it. Excuse me. That everybody got on the front page. And they don't on Hitbox. It's a person, you know, it's favorited. And the same thing with Twitch. It's always going to be that way. I can't complain about it. You just got to accept it and move on and just keep going with what you're doing. And I decided I was going to go back to Twitch. So what we did was we waited here. We had a sub button with them through a team. And I had to wait until my sub button was over because my contract said I couldn't stream to their platform. Some contracts are different, or they were back then on Hitbox. Now they're completely different. Anybody can be partnered. Anybody can become a partnered broadcast partner just by going to the site. I don't know how it works. I've not looked into it, nor have I even went back to Hitbox. But it is a great site. Don't get me wrong, guys. I don't want you to think that I hate Hitbox. I love some of the casters on there. As you can see, I still follow quite a few. And Delicious Cinnamon. Great dude. Wonderful caster. A lot of these guys. I met a lot of good people here. And a lot of bad people. And it just happens. It's going to be everywhere. So, Hitbox is not such a bad place. If you guys ever have any ideas to go to stream at Hitbox, go for it. But it's just not a place that I want to go to. So, yeah, we did was I had moved into an apartment, and this is where I had trouble. This is where I had trouble with my channel. I moved into an apartment, and we had what's called a bandwidth exhaust. Let me pop over to Twitch again. We had a bandwidth exhaust where I couldn't get any kind of upload speed, any kind of download speed, and it happened 90% of the day. My job was a work-at-home job. I couldn't work. I couldn't consistently. Like they were fighting with it. I was fighting with it. I kept getting disconnected, losing my internet. Eventually, my job was like, "Hey, you got to get that stable. So we're gonna have to, you know, put you on hold until you get that." And then my streaming that I was building so much for had been like, "Oh man, I got to stop doing this now. I can't keep cutting out of streaming." So we had about 10, 12 techs, and I had Bright House internet. And in my area, I had Bright House before. It was a great internet provider. Terrible job where I was at. So yeah, they couldn't fix it. They tried everything they could. I had to move just because all my job, my streaming, everything that I did in life involves the internet. So I had to move from there, and I came back to my old place, helped take care of my grandfather. My mom was watching him. We had a whole family issue there, personal issue, where she couldn't pick him up. He's got a lot of stuff going on with him. He's got Lewy body dementia. If you don't know what that is, you can Google it. And he has Alzheimer's and just all this stuff going on with him. So it's really rough with him. But I came back here. I was like, okay, I got to come back, first of all, because I can't afford to not have money coming in. I have to work. There's no way that I can leave that on Boots alone. So I came back here, recognized my mom was having issues. She had to go to the hospital at some point because my grandfather was so heavy and she was lifting him. And she didn't tell me at all, believe me. I would have never left somebody like that. Anyways, I came back to this place. Stable internet. Great. I can start streaming. I watch my grandfather. I do both. I revolve my time around my job and streaming and my grandpa. Like, it's just a really busy life. But I came back here and started streaming consistently again. And we started right around the end of September. Middle October, somewhere around there of 2015. And we did some stuff. We did some fun stuff. Like, I just had a cast here, and I'll pull it up. I did one. I don't see a lot of people anymore. I can tell you this. My channel's definitely gone downhill on Twitch. But that's okay. You know, we're still building. It's going to take me a bit, and I'm going to keep working at it. We're going to get back to where we were, and if not, even higher. But yeah, this was my Halloween cast, and we came in and we did a talk show. And I wanted to show some progress. There I am there. Show some progress here on my costume, what I was doing, you know, get everybody involved. I think I seen like 5 people. It wasn't even that many people. But, yeah, even my Halloween cast. I did 2 games here and a talk show. But I've not seen a lot of people lately, and I can tell you this. My channel is definitely gone down a bit in views, quite a bit. You know, it's all about consistency and not about numbers, guys. Don't get me wrong there. I'm not complaining about my views. I'm just saying that, you know, I feel like I'm starting back from when I first started last year because I missed 3.5 months due to my internet being down and the family issues that I was trying to address and take care of. And when I finally got the time to cast again, you know, it's starting over from ground zero. So we're doing that stepping ladder, you know, we're kind of going up here. I'm seeing a little more day and day. I don't have too many raiders or too many people coming in, you know, hosting the channel anymore. I used to quite a bit. I try to raid somebody every night, so if you're a streamer, definitely leave your channel down below. I'll follow you. If I like your cast, I will raid you. I don't have a lot of people. Not yet. But I do plan on seeing growth. So just to kind of go out where I'm going now, I'm going to continue to cast. I cast 6 days a week, sometimes 7, if I'm up for it. I need that 1-day break. So I'm a machine here. Like, I'm doing this. And usually we cast about 3 to 5 hours a night. It's not a long stream, but long enough. So I'll average it into 4 hours. As you can see, 3.5, 3 hours, 46 minutes, 3:55. This one we did twice. So actually I did over, let me see, yeah, 5 hours and something on these two. Both on November 9th. So yeah, we're trying to get into the higher hours. It's just the time that I have. Once I can, you know, take care of what I can with streaming, I've got a lot of stuff I do during the day. And this is the time that I have right now. So about between 4 and 5 hours is typically what you'll see on my cast at night. About 8 p.m. till 12 a.m. Eastern Time. You can actually check my channel out if I pop it up here. You can check it out. I have a few panels on here, my schedule. 8 p.m. Eastern Time when it starts. I have Wednesday through Monday with Tuesdays off. But yeah, this is my channel, and I really hope to see some of you guys in here. If you have a Twitch, check it out. If you want to check me out on Twitter, it's at Cloud061Games. I appreciate any support you guys can give me, and I love to get support back. So please, if you are here and you do see this video, leave a comment down below with your Twitch or your YouTube channel. I do try to shout people out and raid people. So thank you guys so much for your time. I really hope that we see more growth in the future. That's my goal. And I enjoy streaming. So check me out, definitely. Check my past broadcasts out if you haven't seen it. But thanks again, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you either on Twitch or another YouTube video.